Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode on the channel, episode number 2 today, where we're going to jump right into the action here with our very first Xfinity Series hot seat offer here in the number 61 car at Bristol Motor Speedway. It is a 3-star team, so we were coming into this race with not the most confidence, as I actually got a very solid qualifying effort though here of P25, so knowing that we actually have maybe some decent speed coming into our very first Xfinity Series race. But the goal basically was we have to beat one other car on the track. If we can just beat one car here today in Bristol Motor Speedway, as we are now underway, then we will complete the hot seat and be able to get a better car here in the future. But our very first Xfinity Series race is underway here at Bristol Motor Speedway. You notice that the overlay for the replay cameras are still on. I actually got a comment on episode 1 on how I can fix that. It was just due to my bindings with stuff on the keyboard and wheel. As you guys do know, I am now on PC for recording the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. So in the next episode, hopefully that won't no longer be an issue now, as we were getting a little bit aggressive there with the 10 car as we went down this backstretch here. Running P25, you can see the goal is to finish in the top 35. So that's exactly why we only need to beat one car here today here in Bristol, and hopefully we can actually pull that off now as we come to turns 1 and 2, going to the outside of Balicki there. A little bit of contact there as Chastain would be able to go through on the inside now as the 15 of Howard goes by on the inside, as we came through a little bit later here in stage 1, and I had started to fall off a bit because you can notice now that that little 3-star team thing started to happen where I was just so much slower down the straightaways, but thankfully we would hang on to P28 here in stage 1. So so far so good in completing our goal, and I was intentionally being in the way of these guys behind me. I was trying to block them the best I could because I know that we just don't have the speed down the straightaways compared to anybody here as we would get ready to go green for stage 2. Starting P28 for this one, so we definitely had more qualifying pace in the car than race pace now, as stage 2 is underway here at Bristol Motor Speedway. As you guys know, these races are pretty short here in both the Trucks and Xfinity Series for us as we go down into turns 1, but once we get to the Cup Series, we'll be jumping it back up to 25% length races, and maybe even get like a 50% race in here and there, especially like the season finale. Now as we come through out of turns 4 side by side with Balicki once again as we complete the first lap of this second stage now as we go down into turns 1 and turns 2. And as well, being on PC, this means now that I might have the opportunity there, as we made some contact with Balicki, but I now might have the opportunity to get into the game files and in the future change driver names, and that way we can have driver retirements as well as we can have roster changes here in the career mode. So I'm definitely considering adding that. I put up a YouTube poll earlier, which you guys can vote on. I put it up today when I'm recording this, but this video will probably go out a day later there, as we did get P29 though in stage 2, so just I had nothing for anyone in front of me, so we were just kind of holding up everybody. I was just kind of driving my own little race here now as we would get ready to go green for the third and final stage from now P29. So far we've done everything correct as we get ready to go green for the third and final stage here in Bristol Motor Speedway, as we are once again underway here, and now just 15 laps to go in Bristol. Hopefully we can hang on to a top 35 position here now, as we got the 51 of Jeremy Clements just in front of us, 89 of Landon Castle. They do not have Morgan Shepherd in that car this year. It's now Landon Castle, as Noah Gragson was out front at this point, and hopefully next season here, when we'll be a full-time Xfinity Series driver, we'll be contending with Gragson for race wins now as we go down into turns 3, giving the bumper there to Williams there, sorry, into turns 1 that was. Now as he gets a little bit sideways but hangs on to the car now as we go down into turns 3 behind Clements now, as we came through a little bit later though, less than 10 to go at this point. Actually left the door open for Balicki now as we're going to drop down to P29. I slow up intentionally, making sure I can get to the bottom, because if I can just hold the bottom, we'll be in good shape. Timmy Hill, though, at this point had taken the lead, and he was running away with the race victory now. He had already started the final lap as we came through to lap 40, just 2 to go. We were still P29, and I was just holding on for dear life. You're just blocking both lanes behind me to make sure we get that top 35 finish out of turns 4. Now the white flag is in the air, but Timmy Hill would come through to win in the Xfinity Series right behind us now as we go down through turns 1 and 2, and we get out of the corner without any issues, so we should be able to hold on to our goal here as we go down into turns 3 and 4 for the final time here at Bristol Motor Speedway. So our very first Xfinity Series race is going to be a P29 finish here in the number 61 car, so definitely can't complain with that. We beat our goal. I had to block a lot of people to do it. Timmy Hill won the race. Harrison Burton finished in the second position there, so went very well for us in my opinion. But now we go to the Truck Series again here, where we're going to go to Richmond Raceway. I think this is like the first time the trucks have gone to this track in many years.
Are you ready now?
And this, unfortunately, though, is a track where I have a very bad history at in anything lower than a Cup Series car. So I was very concerned, to be completely honest, coming into this race. I did not know what we had. We had a very rough qualifying effort, our worst qualifying effort of the season. And into turns 1, John Hunter Nemechek would make it 3 or maybe even 4 wide there for a quick moment. Now, as there's some contact down the back stretches, we're already in trouble as we go down into turns 3. So immediately, I'm well aware this is going to be a very rough race for myself. So far, we come into this 4 races, I think, in the Truck Series complete, 3 or 4, and we've got 1 win so far, and that was at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So we've had a decent start to the season, but we've also had some really rough races, and this was also into the category of really rough. We come to the final lap of Stage 1, and I was only running P18. I couldn't do anything now as we came through turns 3 and turn 4 for the final time. Matt Crafton won Stage 1. We come through to get P18 here in Stage 1, so very rough. Now, not how we wanted to start this episode for the Truck Series portion at all now, as we would not come to the pit lane, obviously, and just get ready to go green here from P18 for the start of Stage 2. Getting through the Truck Series as quickly as possible to get to the Xfinity Series, where we're going to go through pretty quickly as well. We're going to slow it down maybe a little bit when we get to the Xfinity Series, but like I said, as you guys know, we just doing the same thing as the Heat 4 career mode, just getting to the Cup Series as quickly as we can. I got a lot of things planned for the, not the Monster Energy Cup Series anymore, just the normal Cup Series it's called. So I cannot wait to get there and show you guys what I have got in store now as we go down into turns 3 behind Hill now as we come through the corner. So P18 at the start of Stage 2, and just like Stage 1, I was struggling quite a bit to really make up any ground, but we got to the inside of the 00 there of Angela Ruck as we go down into the corner. Angela Ruch, I think it's Ruch. Now as we come through out of turns 2, P17 down the back straightaway. So we were able to kind of just click off a few positions here and there. We come through to just 3 to go in Stage 2. We were battling now with Clay Greenfield, and I believe that was Riley Herbst on the very far outside of him as we went down into turns 3 in the 51 truck. As we go down into the corner, we clear Greenfield, but we would lose ground to the trucks up ahead, and it was Todd Gilliland winning Stage 2, not David Gilliland there, as we're going to get P17 in the second stage. So not exactly what we are looking for here today in Richmond, and obviously we still have 1 stage to go, and unfortunately I kind of knew what was coming for that one as well, as we just not have had a truck capable of doing anything good for us here today, or tonight in Richmond.
Now, be smart out there.
So we'll restart here just behind the 51 of Riley Herbst now as the green flag is out, and we are underway for the 3rd and final stage. A very slow start there for the 51 here for Herbst with 9 laps to go as we go down towards turns 1. I think about diving up the inside here, making it 3 wide, and I'm going to do exactly that now as we're 3 wide with Herbst and Jordan Anderson now as we go down this back straightaway side by side with Herbst. He pulls out of the 3 wide, so now it's just myself and Anderson as we go down into turns 3 and out of turns 4 side by side for P14. So we're at least up here in the mix. We're a top 15 position with 8 laps to go in this race now behind the 8 of John Hunter Nemechek. We go down through turns 1. We clear the 3 truck of Anderson for P14, but then I would start to fade as this final stage went on. We come through to lap 26 to 33 of Rayon. He would get past me, so we drop back down into P15 with 5 laps to go. Now I was under massive pressure. We get passed by our teammate of Tyler Ankrum there in the number 26 as I went down into turns 1, and then I would just continue to make mistakes. The 51 of Herbst gets past me, 18 truck of Eggis gets past, as well as the 44 there with just 3 laps to go here in Richmond, and now we drop down to P19 as we were approaching 2 to go. Then the 22 of Austin Wayne Self gets to my inside. He passes me there. There's a little bit of contact with the truck from behind, but we come through to the final lap now in Richmond, battling for P19 as Matt Crafton was leading the way down into turns 3 for the final time here in Richmond, as we're side by side with Austin Wayne Self to try and hold on to at least a P19 finish. But it was Matt Crafton picking up the victory here tonight in Richmond as we're out of turns 4 side by side with Austin Wayne Self, but we are going to get him at the line for the 19th finishing position here in Richmond. So a very solid effort from us, you could say, to considering I thought we were going to come into this race and run even worse, but still not good enough now, as we're going to, though, jump right into the next race here in the Truck Series. And the next one that we had in store would be Dover, a track where I was confident in. Now, as we're 10th in the points after that rough day in Richmond, but we still have the 1 win now as we would get ready to go to Dover. And this time, though, I had a very solid qualifying effort. We're up here in P10 now as we get ready to go. Green, the green flag is out. Sorry, P8 we were in. Now as we are underway here behind the 3 of Jordan Anderson. Anderson, so far this season in the Truck Series, having a very solid season, and maybe we could see him get to victory lane and be a playoff contender now as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. They're losing a little bit of ground there on the exit of the corner, and I'm just looking for an opportunity to get down to that bottom lane as quickly as possible, because that bottom lane is so significant to have at this racetrack now as we come through out of turns 4. Zane Smith, my teammate on my inside, he's already got a win this season at Daytona. And now as we're going to go 3 wide between Crafton and Anderson as we go down into turns 1, 3 wide in the middle we are. Doesn't quite work out for myself. Crafton gets ahead. Anderson kind of gets the worst end of it now as we come through out of turns 2. Side by side with Todd Gilliland, as he would be able to get past me as well. I would get to the inside of my teammate now, Zane Smith, a few laps later on lap 3 of 4 in the first stage. Now as we make contact at a turn 2, and we just completely dumped our teammate Zane Smith. He goes crashing behind us now, as that would be the end of stage 1. We just completely dumped our teammate of Zane Smith on the exit of the corner. I pushed up, and I just got into him and took him out. It was all my fault. One of those rookie mistakes here, being a rookie in the Truck Series. Just can't make mistakes like that in the future now, as I had the opportunity to back out of it and not make that happen, and unfortunately I just screwed up really hard there with Zane Smith. So apologies to my GMS teammate now as we would get back underway though for the start of the second stage. So it was only P10 here in stage 1. I knew we had a truck capable of way better than P10, so I was a little bit disappointed, but at the same time I know we still have a truck in the fight. We completely cleaned out our teammate Zane Smith, and I felt bad about that, but we get a chance now to get down to that inside lane here on this first lap of the second stage. Ross Chastain in the 40 truck though out front so far. Clearly Ross Chastain is going to be a big championship contender for us this season here in the Truck Series. Now as we go up the inside of Riley Herbst as we go down into turns 1, trying to take the 8th position away from him, as well as the 18 up here in the mix as we exit turns 2. A little bit of contact there with Herbst now as we go down into turns 3 on the inside of the 18 of Christian Eckes through turn 3, and now we're going to move up through into the 7th position. So now chasing down these drivers up ahead, like the 16 of Austin Hill on lap 3 of 5 in the stage. Ross Chastain still leading the way at this point as we're side by side now as we come through crossing the line. 2 to go in stage 2, and we have now entered the top 5 as we go down into turns 1. We passed Matt Crafton as well in the process. Then we get to the inside of Grant Enfinger on the final lap here of stage 2. Stuart Friesen out front of us now in P3. Chastain though looking like he is going to pick up the second stage victory now as we've climbed up to P4. I think we have a truck capable of contending for the win here if things work out in our favor going into the 3rd and final stage now as we come through out of turns 4. Chastain will win stage 2. Stuart Friesen there in P3. Myself crossing the line in the 4th position. So very, very solid stage 2. Todd Gilliland up there in 2nd place now, as I'm remembering that is not David Gilliland. It is Todd now, as we would obviously not pit for the start of the 3rd and final stage. Unfortunately, we'll be restarting on the outside lane here in P4 for the start of this final stage now, just behind the 38 of Todd Gilliland. Now as the green flag is back out, and we are underway here in stage 3. Ross Chastain leads the way, but we're going to give a big push to the back of the 38 of Gilliland now as we go down into turns 1. Unfortunately, he doesn't clear Chastain. I was hoping he would personally, but now Chastain fights back on the inside. Watermelon Man in command here down the back straightaway now as we go down towards turn 3, but then we would lose ground down behind our teammate of Brett Moffitt, but I'll get to the inside of him, pass him. Chastain here would drop down to P3 as we came to lap 19. I would get to the inside of Chastain now, passing him for 3rd now as we hit there down the front straightaway, but then the caution comes out with 9 laps to go. Good timing for us because we were into P3, which will put us on the inside lane for the restart. So now it was Friesen and Gilliland there, 1-2, myself and Watermelon Boy, P3 and P4 now as we're ready to go green once again as we are underway. I decide we need to be aggressive on this restart. Only a handful of laps to go, so now I'm going to dive to the inside of Friesen and Gilliland as we go down into turn 3. We make the pass on Friesen. We're going to be side by side with Todd Gilliland through turns 1 and out of turns 2, trying to steal the lead here as we're side by side, making a little bit of contact down the backstretch. We side draft him as we go down into the corner there under the little ally tunnel as we come through turns 3, trying my best to clear Gilliland on the exit of 4, but he fights back there as we nearly make contact. Now still side by side at the line, 4 laps to go here in Dover as we go down into turns 1, looking for win number 2 of our rookie season here in the Truck Series. We clear Gilliland, and now we would be in command for the final few laps here in Dover now as we head down into turn 3, but then we come through now to the final lap here in Dover, down into turns 1. Now, if we just don't make a mistake, we're going to hang on for our second victory of our rookie season here in the trucks. It's already been a bit of an up and down season, at least for the start. Now, as we go down into turn 3 for the final time, Chastain got close, but not close enough now. As we come through out of turns 4 for the second time this season, we're going to come through to win in the Truck Series.
Black and white, in the air, the checker flag, good job.
What a way to win there, as we kind of just stole it on the final restart now, as we made it 3 wide for the lead going down towards turns 1 with Stuart Friesen as well as Todd Gilliland. So very, very happy to be able to click that one off. So we've won Atlanta, and we've won now at Dover. So a mile and a half, and then the Monster Mile. So definitely happy with that performance now, as we obviously can't complain about stealing a victory like that. Now, as we would get ready, though, to jump right into the next race here, which would be Charlotte Motor Speedway, a track that I think we've always run really well at here in the past in every series, the Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series. We always have some strong competition here now as we came through. In the NASCAR Heat 4 career mode, this is where our first Cup Series win was at. So now we are underway here in Charlotte for 17 laps in the Truck Series. We qualify about the same as we did in Dover, so my confidence once again was really high, thinking maybe we might have a chance to get another win here tonight in Charlotte. Now, as we come through turns 1 and out of turns 2, the 16 of Austin Hill had qualified on pole. Now, as we go down this backstretch right behind our teammate of Tyler Ankrum, I was trying to be considerate to him and try to push him down the back straightaway. And then through turns 3, I think that is the 98 of Grant Enfinger, who got up my inside as we come through out of turns 4. Though we have a lot of momentum, Ankrum way off the pace. So I get past him. We would pass Friesen. We came through to lap 2 of 2 in stage 1, passing Chastain as we went down into turns 3. And now we're already up into P6, up the inside as well of Jordan Anderson, getting into the back there of Nemechek just a little bit as we exit turns 4, heading down the front stretch. Coming to the line is going to be P5 in stage 1. So already a great start to this race here in Charlotte. Definitely have a lot of confidence, even more confidence going into stage 2 than we did at Dover. I think we have an even better truck, so we might be able to get 2 wins in a row all of a sudden and get our 3rd win of the season. Now it was Zane Smith though winning stage 1, our teammate. So it seems like so far this season myself and Zane Smith are the most successful on the team. Now as we're ready to go green for the 3rd and final stage here in Charlotte. Zane Smith leads the way there as you see the 16 of Austin Hill on his outside now as we go down into turns 1. This is actually stage 2, now the 3rd and final stage now as we're right behind the 13 of Johnny Sauter as we come through turns 1. So the terrible restart there for the 16 of Hill. So we now climb up into P13 as I'm going to give a big shove to the back of Sauter, and that's going to push him to the inside of the race leader of our teammate of Zane Smith. Now Smith probably not very appreciative of me pushing a different team or driver out in front of my own teammate now, as Sauter would be clear for the lead here as we came through to complete the first lap of the second stage as we're side by side with Smith down into turns 1 and 2 as we try to clear him through the center of the corner. Sure enough, we would clear him for the second position and run Sauter down now on the final lap of the second stage here as we have the draft, and as we go down towards turn 3, we're going to slice to the inside of Sauter and try to steal the stage victory as we're side by side through turns 3 and turns 4. Smith just behind us now as we're still side by side, bumper to bumper as we come through down the front straightaway at the line. It's Sauter winning stage 2 as we come through just short into the second position, but this sets us up very well for the 3rd and final stage here in Charlotte. Only 11 laps remain as we get ready to go green here for stage 3. So we are starting on the outside, unfortunately, but hopefully we can get a good enough launch on this restart that we can still be side by side with Sauter down the back straightaway. Now as the 3rd and final stage is underway here in Charlotte, and we get a pretty decent launch. 10 laps to go now. Smith and Hill behind us there in P3 and P4. Now as we're almost clear of Sauter down into turns 1 as he just did not get going at all on that restart, and obviously that plays right into my hands as we come through out of turns 2. We have the momentum down the backstretch from being up top, and we clear Johnny Sauter down the back straightaway. And now all of a sudden we are out front here in Charlotte and in command of this race. I knew we had the truck to lead this race. I was very confident in the speed in the truck, and we come through to just 5 laps to go and we were driving away. We come through now to lap 18 here with 4 to go. They had actually closed in a little bit behind me as we went down towards turns 1, but then the caution comes out with 4 laps to go, which will force us into a 2-lap dash here to decide the winner in Charlotte for NASCAR Overtime. Being on the bottom lane, though, I was very confident that we should be able to actually breeze our way through this final restart, get a good launch here, and be able to hang on to the victory. Now, as the green flag is out, overtime is underway here in Charlotte. There, as we are already clear of Johnny Sauter heading down this front straightaway. We get away from the AI with no problems at all as we go down into turns one. So terrible speed from the AI on that restart now as we come through out of turns two. They're side by side already, two behind us battling, so that plays into our hands even more as we have just a lap and a half to go here in Charlotte now as we go down into turns three, just hoping that everyone stays clean behind us and we just at least get to the final lap now as we come through out of turns four. And there you see the flag stand there. We're almost at the line and the white flag is in the air. The next flag will end the race. Now Zane Smith moves up into the second position here, so it's GMS Racing 1-2 right now as we come through turns one and out of turns two for the final time. No one even has a chance to get close enough to get to us now unless we make a big mistake here on this final lap now as we go down into turns three for the final time. Smith trying to get there but just nowhere near close enough. Now as we come through out of turns four, we won in Atlanta, then we went into the last race at Dover and won, and now we're going to go back to back with our second win in a row here in Charlotte.
Black and white in the air, the checker flag, good job.
3 wins now on the season in our rookie truck season, so we're definitely showing that we are capable of running with the top contenders in this series now, as we're, I think, already deserving of a good Xfinity ride, and we're definitely going to be in the playoffs now no matter what, which means that we will definitely still get a 5-star offer, at least for the Xfinity series next season, so we're definitely happy about that. And you're going to see the point standings on the screen. After that one, we now have the most wins out of the Truck Series drivers, actually. I think we're the only one with multiple wins. Yes, we are, but the Austin Hill leads the points right now after Charlotte. But as always, you know, we just seem to bring that speed in it to the last 2 races, and hopefully we can continue that. But in the next one, I believe we have another Xfinity Series hot seat, so we will save that for episode number 3 of the career mode now, as I kind of looked at that as a checkpoint where we leave off the episode right now is when we go into an Xfinity hot seat, which, yes, we will be driving the number 51, it looks like, in the next episode, and hopefully we can finish top 20 in Charlotte. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this one, you know what to do. We're going to check the points one more time and stuff before we end this episode. And actually, one thing I noticed now is you can check the driver stats for each and every single driver here in the order now. I found that to be a neat little feature that kind of snuck its way into the game, so I really like that a lot now. Big props to 704 for adding that in there. The stats this game are so much better than NASCAR Heat 4 and more in depth, and I love it. But as always, like I said, if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this episode. In the next one, we will do our second Xfinity Series hot seat and a 4-star car, so we'll see what we can do. So thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.